Good morning, students. I've had a query regarding the costing in the Class B PDF. This is the same as the template in the Red Book that I referred to in class, that I gave you a copy of, that I've been referring to as the template for your project. So this Class B PDF is if we were to take that template and turn it into a question. Okay, so Class B PDF is the question of that Class B template that's in the Red Book. That's the first thing. So in this PDF there are 4 pages, and on page 4 we try to reconstruct the costing that was given to you. So by now you are able to at least do the minimum costing, where you take the design and you take all the cost per meter squared and you multiply out and you get the initial cost of each pavement. And if you were to look at the initial cost, you could decide, if you were deciding based on cost, you would say, okay, I'll take the cheapest one. But cost is not the only reason to select a pavement. Sometimes there are other reasons. For example, in that Class B from the Red Book, they talk about when public transport is a significant occurrence. You know, those heavy axles, they eat up the pavement, and ultimately, you know, you could see cracking. So you might need to consider different, base sub-base combination to support significant public transport. So you need to be careful of that, and you need to read that template, that example from the Red Book. You need to read it very carefully. And in this PDF, the question is structured such a way that presents to you the significance of public transport. And similarly in the project, it's telling you the significance of public transport. So back to this Class B PDF. So now we're pretty much dealing with the same example in the PDF. It is exactly the same example, in fact, in the PDF as the example annexed should be in the Red Book. So when we look at the costing, now I'm going to go to a second audio clip. So when we look at the costing, the initial costing is clear. So in this example, let's assume that you're given this maintenance information where you're told the seal is in so many years, and then there's another asphalt coat maybe in 15 years, and so on and so forth. So now when you look at that maintenance, let's focus on the granular G3, G5 pavement. When you just look at that, you are given that your first servicing will take place in 9 years, and then at 15 years, which is your analysis period that you decided on because your growth wasn't certain, okay, so you have an analysis period of 15 years. You decided that based on the fact that your growth was not reliable, or rather, it was not defined, and because your alignment changed, so you decided to go for a more restrained growth period of 15 years rather than the recommended 20 years. Okay, so you're going to have a serious surfacing intervention at 15 years, and 10 years later you're going to have another surfacing. So now we're focusing on the G3, G5 granular pavement, just to explain how this costing works. So basically, you've got the initial cost of 350 per meter squared. This is given to you in your costing table, all right? I think I added it in, but basically it would be given to you. And then you've got to work out the maintenance. Now, we work on a discounting method. We call it present worth of costs. And I just wanted to explain how you get this discounted numbers in the 8% column. Okay, so you're given that your discounted rate is 8%, right? So you've got to take your base rate of, let's focus on the double seal amount of R5.10. You take that R5.10 and you multiply that by 1.08. What is the 1.08? That is the percentage. You write it as 1.08. So you say R5.10 multiplied by 1.08. 1.08 to the power of the year. So it's 5.10, R5.10 multiplied by 1.08 to the power of the year. Now the year is not positive, it is negative, because maintenance becomes cheaper over time, right? So the answer of R2.55, you get that by writing it as follows. You say R5.10 multiplied by 1.08 to the power of negative year, negative 9. Try that and see if you get that answer. Anyway, so you work out the 255, the 441, and the 0.74. You add it together, you get 7.71. And you take that maintenance cost, that discounted maintenance cost, and you add it to your initial cost of 23.58. Add it together, you get the 31.29. So now you actually know where it comes from. Alright, so similarly for the other granular design and for the asphalt design, so you are given the maintenance information.